Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WYMT Mountain News Studios. I am Armando Berry.
And I'm Audrey Hausberger.
We have a very special guest. He is in his sixth season in the NFL and appeared in 2 Super Bowls, one with the 49ers in 2020 and the other with the Bengals in 2022.
That is right, Chicago Bears wide receiver Trent Taylor. Thank you so much for joining us. So it's very nice to have you here. Thank you for taking time out of your day, and you're in Las Vegas, so this is super exciting, but you actually have some ties to Eastern Kentucky, being from Corbin. Can you just explain your connection to this area?
Yeah, my dad went to high school at Corbin. His brother they all went to high school at Corbin, and then all my cousins went to high school at Corbin. And I lived there until I was in the 2nd grade. And then we moved away to Louisiana, where I grew up all through high school. So.
And then we know that you, like you said, you eventually played high school football in Louisiana. Was it much of an adjustment going from school and sports in the Kentucky, Tennessee area to deep down south in the boot?
I mean, I don't know. The last sporting event I had in Kentucky was just like flag football. So I never really got to experience like real athleticism before I was actually moved away to Louisiana, where I like really got into like padded football and real competitive games like that. So it's really hard to tell. So that's a good question.
Yeah, Pee Wee football, definitely a lot different than high school football, college football. But what does it mean to kind of be from a small town, to have your roots start in Corbin, and now you've made it pro?
It was great. I mean, I love the fact that I started in Corbin. Just a small town guy, and everyone around there, all my family and friends, they're all hard workers, blue collar type people that teach you the right things, how to work for everything that you want in life, and to go get it. Don't make excuses. And so that type of mindset was like kind of in everyone in my family, cousins, and everybody. I'm real thankful for my family and all my close relatives. My cousins, Matthew, Corey, Brady, all those guys that I still keep in touch with today that grew up in Corbin and went to Corbin. I'm thankful for all those people and everything that they helped me with growing up, learning how to be a hard worker and go after your dreams. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure that mentality you brought with you in college when you were a star at Louisiana Tech. You had 2 1,000 receiving yard seasons. So how did your time in Ruston help you develop into the player you are now?
Yeah, that time was everything. That's you go into college, you don't really know how you're gonna match up. You don't know if you're gonna be a star player or you're gonna get kicked off the team for not being good enough after the first year. So you just kind of go in there with your head down, working as hard as you can, and trying to outwork everybody around you, trying to earn a starting role. And luckily that worked out for me at Louisiana Tech. We had a really good offense and really good coaches. I got to give credit to my guy, Coach Joe Sloan. He was my position coach my whole time there, and he was one of those guys that really pushed me hard. Didn't let me get complacent even after 1,000-yard season. He continued to push me, and so he just got hired as the offensive coordinator at LSU now. Was the quarterback's coach for Jaden Daniels this last season. So obviously he's a great coach and can help a bunch of people around him be successful. So.
You work so hard to get to the NFL. What is the toughest part about being a player in the National Football League?
Man, the toughest part is just, learning how to be a pro, learning how to take care of yourself, learning how to set aside certain things that you want in life and being able to make the sacrifices to continue to play in the NFL, because there's a bunch of guys that kind of show up and play for a year or two, but then they're out of the league super quick. A bunch of people have the talent to make it to the NFL, but not it's a different type of thing, learning how to be a pro and learning how to sustain your career and to sustain your athletic ability is, there's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. So it's just learning how to take care of yourself and learn how to be a pro.
You're definitely a player that stuck around for a while, and there's one place where you definitely stuck a while on the West Coast. You were drafted by my San Francisco 49ers in 2017, and you played 3 seasons for them. Do you have a favorite memory as a Niner?
Favorite memory? That's a good question. I mean, we obviously went to the Super Bowl in 2020 against the Chiefs. The matchup that's happening this week. I mean, that was obviously a fun ride, even though I was on the sidelines at that point with a foot injury. I mean, that was a super tough time for me to, watch my team be so successful with me on the sidelines. But I mean, I love that organization. Love Shanahan. Great respect for Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and all those guys over there. They pushed me. They taught me a lot about being a pro. I wish I could have stayed there my whole career, but some things don't work out like that. You just got to keep on moving. But yeah, I enjoyed all my time in San Francisco.
A lot of those guys that were there on the Super Bowl 54 team still with the 49ers. Is it special for you to see that they're there again this Sunday?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always kind of rooting for them behind the scenes, but it's kind of tough because my contract was up with them. They didn't want to sign me back, that type of thing. But I still have all the respect for them and the respect for everyone in that organization. Especially, I'm still great friends with a lot of guys on that team, like George Kittle, who I'm great friends with. I trained with in the off season. We were drafted same round, same year together. So, I mean, we've been great friends ever since, still are. So, I mean, and there's a bunch of other guys on that team still that I still keep up with and really rooting for. And obviously, I don't want to root for the Chiefs. They beat us already in the Super Bowl before. And they beat us in the AFC Championship when I was with the Bengals a couple years ago or last year. So, yeah, I'm not really rooting for the Chiefs.
Okay, so we know where your loyalties lie then. We were going to ask that, but you cleared that up for us.
Good answer, Trent. No,
I'm with you.
But
I'm with you.
You beat me to the punch a little bit. I was going to ask you, another place that you played at was in Cincinnati, which is only a few hours away from here. What was it like playing in the AFC Championship game in 2022 and making that game-tying catch on a 2-point conversion that really helped Cincinnati get to Super Bowl 56?
I mean, yeah, that's probably my favorite NFL memory, I would say. A huge game where I was able to make a big difference in. Even though it was just a 2-point conversion. Just the fact, because I wasn't starting on the offense, so I really wasn't playing that much. And but coach trusted me, put me in for the 2-point conversion, and I was able to run my route well and be open for Burrow to hit me. So I mean, yeah, that'll always be one that I look back on whenever I look back at the type of things that I did in my career.
For sure. One thing that Zach Taylor also said about you that caught our eye was that he said you're the best ping pong player on the team. I mean, people see your football skills all the time in the league, but people may not. I don't think too many people know that about you. Why ping pong?
So I used to go. So my grandpa in Kentucky, in Corbin, he used to play in a little rec league, like a ping pong league, that we would go to and just hang out with him and watch every now and then. So, even when I was young, those days in Corbin, Kentucky, I was playing ping pong. Me and all my cousins played ping pong all the time. Still play ping pong, and I'm actually, that's why I'm here in Vegas right now. We had a ping pong tournament set up against other NFL guys, and I won the tournament last year, but I got beat in the championship. Lost by 22-20 in the championship game. So that one kind of hurt. Still stinging me right now.
That is cool. I'm going to be looking for some Trent Taylor ping pong highlights on YouTube now. But
it might be out there.
But before we go, we have to talk about the other game going on Sunday in Las Vegas. We have to hear it. How do you see that matchup with the Niners and the Chiefs, and what is your Super Bowl prediction? You can be honest.
I'll be honest for you. I promise I will. I mean, I think this is a hell of a matchup right now. It's you know, two very even teams. You know, the Niners have been dominant, but you know, showed some weaknesses here and there. And same thing with the Chiefs. They didn't have the greatest regular season that they've had in the past. But you know, once they get to the playoffs, you can't forget that they have Patrick Mahomes on their side. So you know, he always seems to figure it out and make the plays that need to be made. So I mean, I think it'll be a great matchup, but just how dominant and how much potential the 49ers offense and their defense has, even though they haven't been playing great lately. I think they'll pull it out towards the end of the game because you know there's just so much talent on that team right now. So yeah, I think they'll make it happen.
We know that you've come to the area and have talked to a lot of kids through camps and stuff. And when they watch the highest capacity game, the highest talented game in the NFL, do you have any advice for those kids that are watching it on Sunday and hoping one day that they'll be in that game?
Yeah, I mean, some advice that I try to tell people is, you know, don't look too far ahead into the future. You know, just kind of focus on, you know, what do you need to do right now today, to be better. Like, where are you at your high school? Are you a second string guy? You need to focus on trying to earn that starting job and the details that you need to learn to get better to get that starting job. And then once you get that starting job, it's like, all right, how do I compare to other guys that I'm playing against? What are they doing different that maybe I could learn from their game? So, you know, it's just always having that constant growth in your mind, and you know, always learning how to focus on your weaknesses instead of just you know trying to do what you're good at. You know, don't be afraid to expose yourself in practice by trying to do something that you might not be as good at. Um, so I think at the end of the day, it's just learning how to have constant growth in your game, never being satisfied, and you know, outworking, wanting it more than the guy across from you.
Yeah, for sure. Being able to step out of your comfort zone is very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Is there anything else that we should know before we go?
Uh, I don't know, not really. I don't think so. Um, no, I mean, I'm good over here.
All right.
Cool. Well, it's been
Well,
a great conversation with you, Trent, and thank you so much for giving us the time to talk to you.
Oh yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one.
thank you so much. Bye.
All right, bye.
Well, we want to thank Trent for taking the time to talk to us and give us insight on the NFL, his time in Corbin, being in the Super Bowl, all that good stuff.
And his ping pong skills. Well, you can watch the Super Bowl live right here on WYMT this Sunday. Thank you all for watching.